This is Lava River Cave, a mile-long lava tube. It is a spectacular example of how volcanoes shaped Central Oregon's landscape, above and below ground.
It's really unique in Lava River Cave in the sense that this is the longest lava tube that we've got around here. And so it's just a really, really unique cave. There are also some features in this cave that we don't always get to see in other caves. And then one cool thing is that this cave is a lot more accessible than Boyd Cave. So maybe we've had some guests that were interested in caving, but have some challenges that otherwise would have prevented them from going in Boyd Cave, which is a very difficult to navigate cave. Down here, we don't have all of those same issues.
Thanks to an arrangement with the Deschutes National Forest, Wanderlust Tours of Bend is offering fully guided tours in Lava River Cave for the first time this summer. The tours are offered twice a day, 7 days a week, through September 14th. The tours include helmets, headlamps, transportation to and from the cave, and award-winning interpretation.
Assume you guys have been in here training up your guides. Give us a brief description. What is a tour through the Lava River Cave with Wanderlust?
A lot of it is about kind of the education of the cultural, the natural history. Maybe folks are excited to get into caving, but they've never been in a cave, and so they want to see if it's for them. Things tend to be a little bit scarier when you're underground or when you're in the dark, and so by having someone who you know that you're going to go in and you're going to come back out and everything's going to be just fine.
Wanderlust Tours takes care of all the details a first-time cave visitor would never think about, such as spraying bleach on your shoes to prevent the introduction of fungus that could infect the bats that live in the cave.
You just took a tour of the Lava River Cave. What did you think?
It's enormous. I wasn't expecting it to be that big. It's really cool to see all the stones, bits that fall down, and then stuff that's not fallen down, so it's just kind of dirt. So it's kind of cool to see that some bits are very rugged and the others are really flat.
Dress warm. The air temperature in the cave is a constant 42 degrees, which is a nice break from the summer heat, but does catch up with you during the average 2-hour-long cave tour.
It's a lot of folks that are visiting, or as we've seen kind of the population growth in Central Oregon, a lot of people who have moved here over the last couple of years saying, hey, this is my new home. I want to learn more about my backyard. So what are these things that I'm looking at every day? How did these things come to be? And so it's kind of that mix of visitors, or maybe you've got some folks that live in town and their families coming to town, or things like that. So it's kind of all across the board, access for visitors and locals alike.
I'm a European, so I don't like too much chit-chatting, so she did it perfectly. But we even had a bit where we turned off all the lights and we could hear the water drop, which was very, very nice because I like being silent.
To be clear, you can visit Lava River Cave on your own. The vast majority of the 70,000 annual cave visitors give themselves self-guided tours. To do so, they must navigate the Lava River Cave timed reservation ticket system on recreation.gov.
There absolutely can be other folks in the cave, and so we tend to walk for a little bit and then we kind of camp out in an area and we chat for 5-10 minutes about whatever it is the guide wants to share with the guests. And so in that time, we may have some folks that are walking around us or things like that. It's not terribly different than when we go to Boyd Cave on the weekends. The whole draw for guests wanting to come out with us is that they get to experience something where they learn a lot more about the environment that they're traveling through. And so that's kind of the appeal to a guide, is that. And then of course, the safety aspect of it and not being alone in the cave and knowing you have the proper equipment.
Wanderlust Tours hopes to resume touring Boyd and Skeleton Caves in 2026 after the closure to reduce fire danger of the forest south of Bend is rescinded. From Lava River Cave, I'm Brooks Snavely for The Great Outdoors.